Saint, did you know that Flammekuchen is a dish traditionally made in Alsace, which is normally served with a glass of white wine?
I did not. I do now. So thanks for that.
And you know what it comes with? Chicken dinners and 11 kills.
No, well, perfect for Chris and Micah then. That's exactly what they wanted. Exactly what they got.
Exactly what it is. The German duo secures themselves a win, and of course, let's see if they can do it once more, because they weren't that far up the leaderboard, but that 21-point game. Whoop,
yeah, you have to expect a game like that. 21 points. I mean, there were a lot of teams in this lobby that didn't have 21 points coming to game.
Quite a few.
10. Yeah. So they really, I would expect they're at least in the top 16.
Yeah, I mean,
if not the top 8.
Coming into today, 16th place after the first 6 games was 17 points.
Yep.
So for sure, that game should throw them quite a distance up and around that leaderboard. There we see it, 21-point first place, and second was 9. So over double the amount of points and kills that the team below them found.
Yeah, and I think it was just because a lot of the teams that made it to that right at the end, a lot of them didn't really have that many kills. You know, we had Monkey only got 1 kill in the end, but he did get those 6 points. A bit more spread out, but obviously dominated by Flammekuchen.
I'm thinking, were these circles really tough enough to only have 1 point for the entire right side of the leaderboard? I'm not sure. Well, Flammekuchen tied first place.
I think we did see quite a few teams go out fairly early.
Exactly.
Especially on rotation. There were a lot of people pulling up into compounds. Other people were already in. And that's why we saw so many teams that didn't get any points.
Exactly. And one team I'm looking at in particular here, 7th place Professional Gamers, more like Professional Fraggers, because they have been popping off in terms of kills, 30 at that. But they are not doing that well in finding their way into the late game.
You have to think they're probably trying to work through teams to get to the zone.
Yeah.
And they're successfully working through maybe the first and the second team they meet, and then they come to that third, fourth team, and that's when the lack of utility and the damage to their armor is probably putting them in a big disadvantage in those sort of gunfights.
Exactly. Now, plane is taken to the sky for the 4th time today. We'll have 2 more games coming up after this one, and then, of course, if you're one that likes staying up late, or if you're already finding yourself on another time zone than what we live through here in the European side of things, we will have more PUBG action coming your way with the NA Pro Wingman Series starting at 1 a.m. CET, or 1 in the night, 1 hour past midnight CET, depending on... You can do calculations yourself. I'm not going to try and say who's living where and whatnot.
We see a fairly nice plane here, right down the middle.
Yeah.
Should everyone get to where they want to go. Obviously, knowing duos, we'll probably still see teams dropping on top of each other, just because of the nature of there's only so many places you can go. Interestingly, Rip and Smash down on the south are really split up. It looked like Smash wanted to go east and Rip wanted to go west, and now Smash has turned around to join him.
I mean, there are teams that aren't going the same places they did last games. I know that NIP, Gaxi, and then Silas, they had some skirmishes in San Martin in some of the previous games. They have nobody there at all. Like, you see, I'll actually loot outside rather than inside the city because there was another team that landed down there. Well, this time around, not quite so. I'm very curious to see the circle. That's San Martin. Completely empty. And the circle has gone pretty much where we saw the last one go as well. Now, will it go all the way south towards the Leones? I highly doubt it, but again, of course, we never know.
Yeah, we saw it a little bit further south, and that was why it sort of pushed it towards those Leones zone. But now in this, you're probably expecting it to go towards Bendito or maybe towards the junkyards.
You'd assume so. Maybe a graveyard ending. That's been a while. When does the game ever end inside graveyard?
I don't think it... I think it's very unlikely because there's the
ridge on the right side.
It really messes with the phase 4 shift.
Exactly. Which is something we need to move because it's boring when there are areas of the map that are playable that never gets even. They don't even get a chance, man. It's so rude.
It does feel sad.
It does feel sad indeed. Hopefully that'll be looked into with the super settings coming into the. The second season of the Pro Leagues.
There's always this element of obviously. At its heart, there is a fair bit of RNG to... Obviously, the circle is literally RNG, and it's about adapting to that RNG PUBG. But there's always that question of whether an element of predictability improves the game or not. And I personally don't think it does. Obviously, with the water shift, sometimes it creates a more competitive circle.
Yeah, true.
But I don't really know why it's on Miramar.
Me and Hayes had a discussion about it during the cast yesterday, and because we all kind of discussed it on our way here, but I honestly don't think there should be any land ratio whatsoever on Miramar.
Yeah, I mean, there's
the thing it does is
no place on the map that needs it.
It throws in a lot of really tricky areas, but then what you do as a player, would be thinking a couple of circles ahead. So what you now think of as circle 3, because it says 3 in the corner, you maybe have to play as if it was circle 5, and then with a few more people around, because you have that less land mass, because there's so little water and those mountain endings. I mean, I don't think it's so hard that it takes away the competitive integrity. Just remove land ratio on Miramar. Right now I'm talking exclusively about Miramar.
Yeah, I mean it's only I think it needs to be tested at the least.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Got a bit surprisingly quiet first circle. I don't even think I've seen shots yet.
There were just bullets fired up in the northwestern side, but
for once G2 aren't running into each other.
That is also true. That is also true. Very quiet start to the game. I think since most teams are either on the northwestern or the southwestern side, you can see that. I mean, you can pretty much draw a line down through the middle of the circle and count 2 players, maybe 3, on the eastern side.
Yeah, it's just because of the nature of the plane. I don't think anyone could get towards there. And I expect we'll see a lot of those southern teams come around Los Leones.
That's exactly what I was looking forward to, seeing whether they rotate around that way or the other. Because if a lot of the teams opt to stay on the western side and the circle then goes east now after this, that's going to cause chaos.
But if you are those teams that go around there, I mean, you should know it's going to be relatively empty just based on the plane path. So maybe you're the NT down on the south, and maybe Ira and Buyakai, if they can go around Leones, come up towards Impala, and the compound just northwest of Impala is a really strong one, particularly in this circle. And they could even work slightly west of the road. The compounds around Bendito as well would be a great pickup.
See what they did there. Unfortunately, we went away just a split second too quickly. I'll say the Lord and Savior himself didn't get to see Mr. Hulk. NBS, he's all by himself in what could be a 1v2 situation moments from now. He does have Miracle shooting over towards Chris and Fast Rail, and they have no idea that he's down here. So maybe if he's lucky,
you should be able to get the drop, at least one of them.
Yeah, exactly. You'd think that he could push out and maybe get a knock on towards one. Intense does get found, gets flushed as well. But Palderog, I mean, both Palderog and Mithrain have had a pretty tough time, both actually today and yesterday throughout the tournament. So good to see them get on the leaderboards, on the points.
Yeah, I think they need to start turning around their fortunes fairly soon if they want to cement a place in that top 16 and climb into that final. They're currently fighting Winky Pinky, which is always scary. It's a terrifying name.
For those of you guys who know who it is, it's Simsy.
Yeah, he's a pretty well-known fighter.
Yeah, pretty well-known.
And actually, they've got a G2 joining them as well. And M47, just the northwest. So it's Ricardo's getting a bit busy.
A little bit of a choke point on that side of the circle. But of course happens when you have so many areas that people don't really want to go through. They're all trying to cram their way through the same few ones. And now Silas, well, I guess he's happy with the level 3 gear. But will he get away from the bullets thrown by Molman and Yort? Seems like he will.
Yeah, but I don't think he has a vehicle, so trying to get anywhere else from where he is.
Oh, he does. He's in a car now.
Is he? Oh, toot, toot. Barely counts, the bang bus.
Wait, is that a skin?
Yeah, it's it's in the battle pass, I think.
Oh.
It's quite a saucy little skin.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know why you'd want a bang bus skin, because it's so rare that people actually drive them.
I'm just sad it is not like a Scooby-Doo skin, but I guess there's some royalties in that.
One day we'll get.
They can make like a partnership.
Yeah.
Get a Scooby-Doo.
We've had what was it, DC partnership in the past, obviously with Joker and the Harley.
Yeah. True.
Maybe we can get that in the future.
Scooby-Doo partnership. Seems a little unfit in, but you never know. NBS, he has taken damage, I guess you should say. So obviously they know he's around. Miracle trying to play safe on the backside of the building 2, forced to make a run forward. NBS actually. Oh yeah, he's back up on the roof there. So
yeah, he's looking for that. As soon as one of those players runs out into the open, then there's the potential that NBS can do a lot of damage to them. But it looks like I'm pretty sure they're aware he's up there, and Faster might actually be able to get an angle from that window. It looks like that's what he was trying to do.
Oh, Chris is vaulting up now as well. He must know. They must know with the way that they're playing it, and indeed they do. NBS falls down, low HP. He needs Miracle now more than ever.
Yeah, it's that nade might be perfect actually. Spud I keep calling him Spud. Mud. Miracle tries to throw it out, but X-Grace is able to take down NBS. Oh, it's getting too late for nades.
In Denmark, we have a saying called "Kært barn har mange navne," which means that is that Udyr saying hello? I think it is.
The
third-party potential. I That's a great flush by Chris. Scary push. He didn't have the backup of his teammate whatsoever in the initial engagement. Oh, actually did. He was in the staircase below. Ah, okay. Bad read by my part. Sorry.
But now Firehead comes in and they have the vehicles as well. The vehicles for Fastwell and X-Chris are by that house, so they have to take this gunfight now. There's no opportunity to do anything else. And Udi is a little flank here. He might be able to catch someone through the window if he peeks it.
So do they engage on this, or do they hold it off until they go for the cars?
I mean, I would try and get the initial knock from Udir, and until then, just not really do anything. You just sort of lock them in that house, because eventually they will need to move, but you're not in a rush right now. And there we go. Sane gets the initial knockdown, gets the flush onto Fastwell as well. I don't think Fastwell had any clue Sane was there, and
nope.
That's a free kill. That's pretty much as free as you can get.
No clue whatsoever, and I still don't think he's aware that Udir is up on the hill above, so should he peek up? Oh, now he might actually.
I think Udir shot, so we should be aware that there's someone up there. X-Ray's looking for him. If he can get that knock, actually, then there's a potential that he can win this 1v2. One more bullet, but it won't hit. Udir lands the spray onto X-Chris, and the Easy Dubs duo not quite getting a dub.
We talked about the circle and the potential of it going out east, making things difficult for the players, and this has just done exactly that. Look at the amount of players now trying to traverse out through the terrain out east. They know that there's so much landmass available for them if they can get there fast enough, but getting there will be difficult.
Yeah, we saw the Spanish Razor Edge duo came all the way around Ostiones, and now they've got pretty much half the circle to choose from. I think Truckee and Witty did the exact same thing, so you definitely see those rotations paying off. And yeah, as you said, the entire eastern circle is just empty, and all those teams now, sort of the graveyard area, they're all going to be funneled into the sort of the valley by Minas Generales. There's not really any other way in, but maybe trying to go through Bendita.
Easy rotation to make Mum, trying to get the knock on towards one, and it does happen. Raffi goes down, and here comes Reels. Can he repeat it? Mum forced to swap over, but Rax is going to be the one to find him. And that's going to be both the guys from Fragan and Shagan eliminated.
He was committed to the drive even after he saw his teammate die. And
I don't think when you're in that valley that you can really go anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, if you just turn around, then you basically stop. You can't turn right, you can't go up. So yeah, it was a little bit rough. Yeah. And both of them going down. Not the greatest.
Unfortunate. Liquid trying to make the rotation south around as well. Shiv sitting in a decent position. Monkey was the one to single-handedly obtain that second place spot last game. Now Shiv by himself, 2 up against Calvin and Ultra. Won't be easy, but seems like he's given at least some peace for his position right now.
Yeah, they are in a pretty decent position in the circles. There's no real rush from Shiv to try and sort of take this engagement. You know, if he just sits there, as long as the Desperado duo don't really aggress onto him, he should be okay. But I think the Desperado duo want to be looking outwards. They need to try and get rid of him so they can start shooting people that are rotating and get a bit of pressure on the map.
Things so nice. Push in towards Moleman from DA. By himself upstairs, throwing a smoke now, maybe making things a little easier. Completely blinded, and Mertz Nate to follow takes him down. Now, where is Jord? Jord is running.
Yeah, he's off.
Jord does mean deer in Danish, so I guess he's pretty fast.
He's a speedy deer.
Yep.
This is about 400 meters to the north. Hello, Mr. Ice Cream.
Moleman's mean death in Swedish, and he's dead.
Well, he's certainly living up to his name. Hjort's actually in a pretty decent position. He has this potential to go towards Junkyard, as we see now, and for some reason it's clear. I presume no one's just come in from that area of the map, so it's not all over. The fat lady hasn't sung yet, so
oh, for sure.
Hjort's obviously not loving life, lost his teammate, but he's not in the worst position in the world.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen a solo player go out and not only win a game, but also actually get quite a few points behind that win. So we'll have to keep our eyes on Jord, see what he can do as a solo in this game. There aren't that many teams with losing players so far. 1 HP again. Ultra down low, not 2, not 3, not dead. 1 HP happens all the time.
Yeah, unfortunately for Shiv, he doesn't have any utility, so he can't just flush Ultra out without having to push on this. He's actually getting tagged up from the eastern side, so now he has to back off. He should still be in an advantage here. He's going to get the spray, but actually Ultra lands the headshot. Shiv goes down. He should be able to save his teammate here as well.
Ooh, Eastern hard shift, and we go right back into the field. There's a few compounds available in this circle, and you want to get them right damn now, because in just about 35 seconds, they will all be taken.
I'm looking at Blaze, who had a really good game last game. I think they finished 3rd in the end. And now, dead center on this circle. It's so exposed in the middle of the map that really no one's going to be able to come anywhere near them.
And it's a compound that's not really... The majority of the compounds here, it's not really a real name, but I want to call them squad compounds. Because they are too big that you can essentially really keep them safe as a duo and also be able to provide cover for each other. Except for the one that Blazine in the very center of everything. There's only 3 buildings there, and you can pretty easily hold that one together.
Yeah, the great thing about that compound as well is the road starts to sort of get sunken into a valley, basically to the south of that compound. So once you control the compound, you sort of have this entire pathway you can take on the south side if the circle does go away from you.
Correct. Very, very, very lot of vision for them. Winky Pinky, a.k.a. Simsy, lost his teammate very early on in the game, and now he's trying to see if he can make a play against it's Iroh and Boyokai on the other side. Boyokai has gone down. You can see Iroh wanting to get the res on up towards him. Should be able to do so as well, because I don't think Simsy is really interested in pushing forward.
Well, it does actually look like he's going for at least a bit of vision, at least a bit of information onto where they are, because he does know they're there. Yeah, he's just trying to find exactly where they are.
I don't know what Vex is doing.
He's having a stroll. I mean,
he's pulling a crow crowd from last game.
If he can get to Minas Generales in time, he should be okay. I expect he's just going to run directly south onto the hill and then use that to scout his way into the city. And provided he has some meds,
once the circle connects his phase 4, okay, he does have a car. Okay, yeah. He went for the car. Makes sense. Winky Pinky is able to go around the corner. Or it's Tinky Winky, not Winky Pinky. I was talking about Teletubbies now.
I don't think the Turkish duo have anything about where he is right there.
No, not at all.
They were getting shot from the north. That's where we saw the knock come in from. And actually, it looks like he's engaging now.
It's funny how people always swap over to Nate. Had he sat with his AR there, would have seen him in the transition. But York does manage to stay alive for now. Only a level 1 helmet. Could be the difference, Mega Mom. The level 2 helmet and a level 3 vest. Gonna be difficult to deal with. And damn how much I love the fact that we can now see vests and helmets in the UI. That is so amazing.
Yeah, it's a great addition to the game. Winky Pinky, meanwhile, I think he actually got the flush down to Boyokai. Iroh now in a 1v1, but this nade might be really good. It's a little bit too far to the top side, so Winky Pinky's going to be able to escape. I'm going to keep forgetting to call him Simsy.
No, that's okay. You can be Winky Pinky. But, after all, that's the name he chose.
He repositions here, and I don't think Iroh has any clue where he is. But he's actually going to go around the walls we see on the north. So he's looking for the cross. He actually ran in the open for Simsy. But
did he see him? He did see him, and now he's caught out in the open. Neither of them able to land the shots needed to get the knock on towards their opponent. That you can see up above. DA looking down in the direction too.
And the circle centers up once again, straight onto Blaze's compound. So they're loving life right now. And I'm looking at Raise Your Edge actually coming in from the southwest. They're going to be able to take a pretty strong position once they get to the southwestern compound.
You say that now, but there's already a player there, and they also don't want to have them come anywhere close him. Trying to hold them off. But BSD from a distance able to take him down. That's from down south in the compound. That might actually make things a lot easier for him too. Now, did Raise Your Edge read that was the player shooting at them going down? I think they did, and they're going for the center position.
And meanwhile, James gets the spray down onto Gaxi. So Silas left in a 1v2 here. The flush does come in pretty quickly from Ibiza. So, I mean, given the position in the circle, it's so unlikely for them to get in that I really like that they're looking for these kills, looking for those sort of guaranteed points that they can get.
Level 3 helmet on Gaxi as well. Not sure if they went forward or not. Shruggy spotting them out now in the open. They are not in a beneficial situation right here with the position they're in, and they need to still push further forward towards the circle.
Yeah, this one's pretty rough for all those teams that aren't already in, but maybe the ones around Bendita. There's just nothing you can play, really. I think Udir might try and send it to one of the hay bales, but apart from that, there's really nothing to play for your duos like Towser and Nailup, who have to push into M1, and James and Ibiza have to do the same thing, really.
Mum and Rax gone down to the blue, couldn't make their way in fast enough. Fex is still running. Don't want to use the car anymore. Makes perfect sense. It is making quite a bit of noise, and we are in a very open area. So the longer you can stay hidden and unknown to your opponents, the better off you are.
Yeah, we've got a finished 4-stack here on the edge of Bendita, and Fex rather might actually be able to come and sneak up behind this and sort of join in the gunfight as soon as the Crowders and Crow Crowd versus the Crowd. As soon as that engagement starts, I would expect Fex is going to run straight towards it.
Any Crowders? I like the name.
It's a solid reference.
Loss and Misa there. Spots out Timmy. Nice peek. And great reaction from Loss to not only see him, but with the scar also get this flush on towards Timmy. One gone down. Nuke is still left remaining. And they do have Fex slowly but steadily approaching the area too.
Yeah, I think he's waiting for those sort of the reciprocated knock. Wow. That would have been perfect for Fex, but
how did he not get knocked? It was right next to him.
I have no idea, if I'm honest.
It was actually right next to him.
He just got really strong toes, obviously.
Maybe. Oh, it's
Look, he
confusing.
spotted his teammates. I think he saw Misa up on the hill, but Fex is right behind him now, within about 50 meters, and he should be able to get a spray down once he crests the ridge.
James finds one more. Fex has seen him, and Nogi has no idea he was coming from there. Able to get the kill. Now his position is revealed. Now he has Loss and Misa to deal with.
Yeah, but he's going to spot the players running over. If he can land that spray, not quite for now, but he puts Loss super low. If he could have got that knock, then I would have made him favorite for the gunfight, I think. That's perfect.
That's the timeout that everyone always has in the fights. Oh wait, let's throw nades now. Okay.
Send each other little parcels.
Imagine if you started pushing after you did the first spray down, because the opponent will always have a nade in the hand. You spray, then you start nading. If you start pushing when they nade,
we're a little bit too far away for that to happen. 1 HP
again.
But a little bit too far away. Fex now, he doesn't have time to heal, and he can't quite win the gunfight. Lost puts him down. And thanks to Fex's help, that entire western side is clear for them now.
Nailab has the eyes on both Ibiza and Trucky. Neither of them in a very good position. Ibiza's trying to make the run forward by himself. He has smokes, and he's on the very edge of the circle. Now he's starting to take damage too. He has the rock, but I'm not sure he's actually inside. Maybe it's just exactly a Nailab spotting out Trucky. Trucky will go down to the blue, that is. And he's looking for him, but I think that's going to be the read that he's gone down.
Yeah, the blue zone, arguably the MVP of the last 2 games, getting quite a few kills now. And I think we have to say that there is pretty much nothing for at least 5 or 6 teams to do. Like, all these Eastern teams just need to start fighting each other, because that's the only way they're going to get points.
These next, I mean, the fact that we're hard shifted to the west now to just make things so damn hard. Nailab actually gone down, and that's from further down south on the eastern side. That's Winky Pinky. Okay, they're not going towards him. I think it just DC'd, because it didn't see him get killed by Mithralius. I think Simpson just DC'd after getting a knock. He was shooting, and then all of a sudden he was gone from the map.
My work here is done.
And that is very, very, very fortunate for Nailab, because I think he was shooting at Nailab, trying to flush him. Yeah, somehow he's alive, and now when Ibiza finds him as well. Nade through the window. Perfect throw by Mika, and Ibiza is able to actually get the flush on towards Nailab too.
Yeah, he's just looking for those points, the set of her points, given how difficult it will be to get in the circle. So Ibiza securing that point, not quite able to get placement yet, but Mika goes down actually to the long-range shots from the Crowders.
Tough task is still at hand, though. Crowders need to get down from this hill at some point, and somehow they would probably opt to push further out towards the south. Like, stay on the western side of the current circle and push further down, while having the crater to push around with.
Itswish left the shack and actually got taken down by Misa, so Misa grabbing 2 points for the team.
That's the most benefited kill I've ever seen anyone get. Mithralius wants to crash an area, and he goes, oh, thank you. And unfortunately, now he goes down too. There's simply too many angles still available. And Ibiza, what are you going to do? Absolutely nothing. He goes down. That's how Zera able to find him there.
Yeah, but really, Ibiza did quite well to survive that long.
Oh, yeah,
actually grabbed a couple of extra placement points. So pretty much maximizing that game, given he didn't have a vehicle. Tao Zera now trying to do the same thing, trying to get around the Blazers compound.
With James' skills to add to it as well, I'm pretty sure that they got as many points this game as they did an entire day so far. It's been a real tough day for the Liquid duo, and now hopefully, with a couple of games still to play after this one, they'll be able to turn things around.
Yeah, both Razor Edge duos in a pretty decent position in this circle. Obviously, we have lost Coldamenta, so Quick's on his own in the middle of the map, but he is in a better position. So all 3 of them really a bit of a stalemate going on, and are looking to have a really good game for both duos.
So Zera does manage to find his way into the Hebel stack. Unfortunately, BSD is there to take him out. BSD has been playing kind of similar to he did in the first win they had on the first game today. Stay quiet on the side of the circle and get those few kills and players that come towards you, but don't do much to attract attention. Unfortunately, now these circles, they just keep going away from him.
Yeah, that is a really good circle actually for the Finnish duo on the western edge, because they don't need to go that far. They just need to get down the hill. But once they do, I'm pretty sure there's little dips that they can play in. And if not, there's probably a rock or 2 that they can hide behind. So potentially a top 3, top 4 opportunity on the way here.
If you're afraid of being colorblind, have no worries. The Razor Edge players are indeed on 2 different teams. Do not hold the hand in front of one eye, the other eye. What is going on here? Why am I seeing multiple colors? It is 2 different duos. Quick is playing with Coldamenta. Colda went down earlier, and now Paul Derek and Mithrium, we talked about them just before. They actually have a decent chance of making a play here. They have that southern, I guess you can say, ridge up towards the compound that they will be able to play for cover, and also that will work as cover towards the rest of the field.
I think their only worry right now is BSD coming up behind.
Or Krokra pushing down on this side.
I don't think they can because of Razor Edge. So
yeah, maybe.
For now, at least, Polydaric is in a pretty safe position.
PSD does get spotted. You can see him having a bit of a skirmish with the team further up.
That's the one thing you don't want to be peeking into right now.
Yeah.
Ultra's trying to do some work with the he spotted the head of Quick, but can't quite land the shot.
Only 12 bullets remaining, but of course you want to use all of them. Don't want to let them go to waste.
Yeah, there's always that dilemma of do I shoot, do I not?
Oh, you always shoot.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a player run out of bullets with an LRM.
Yeah, people are so scared of wasting the shots that they end up just not shooting at all. And I think the sort of take shots you're likely to hit, like that one. I mean, it didn't actually hit, but there's the perfect opportunity to try and get a bit of damage in and try and get rid of people's vests.
Always shoot with that AWM, and exactly what you just said there, you might get a knock and not be able to flush, but vests, I mean, this is the ultimate vest destroyer. This weapon, you one-shot people on the chest with the level 1 vests on, and level 2 has practically gone, not for one bullet, but something close to it. Menox does find loss, and I'm just gonna say I called him in. No, not called him in. It's what's his name? Calvin, able to find the knock on towards one.
Yeah, bit of a rough engagement for Blaze here. They did finally have to leave that compound on the eastern side, and Smash at least has got into the hard cover, but actually gets taken down by a nade from Calvin. So lovely little play there. BSD now given a free rein to make his way in on the southeast.
This next circle go? Will they be trapped up on the hill, or will they be the beneficiaries of the circle going towards them? Misa has somehow managed to make his way down from that top plateau up towards La Bandida, but how much further can he get here?
So where he actually is, once you go around the north side, is a little bit exposed to the Desperado duo.
True.
But as long as they're not looking, I think he's actually got an opportunity here where he could even be able to clutch up the game.
Maybe. I think a lot of it comes down to where this next circle goes. If it goes east into the field, it's going to be real tough. If you can stay up there, though, things could be different. Let's see where are we headed? And it does go east. Will they have anything for cover up there? I'm not entirely sure.
That's a Calvin circle if I've seen one. Shifted straight towards him.
Yeah.
But both race your edge, Joe, is not needing to move right now. I think Plado and Mithrain are going to try and fight their way through the compound. And I'm not 100% sure if Sigsy and is it Menox?
Yeah.
Brain farted there, but I don't think they know there's someone behind them. But it looks like Menox is aware that there could be the flank opportunity coming in.
I mean, I think they must pay attention at least to the fact that it could be. Must be aware that it might be a chance, and now they do spot him. 60 takes out Poloderok, and let's see if Mithrain can do something by himself, because with the circle closing in just about 10 seconds, I don't think he's going to go for the rest in phase 7.
A part of me thinks he might even try and go all the way around to where Miser is.
Yeah.
All the way around that western side.
Not a bad read.
We'll see if that comes in, or whether he just tries to go for that push, the bit of the Hail Mary, because realistically it's a very tough spot for Mithrain.
It is, and the fact that, I mean, had there been 2 buildings inside the circle of where Ratio Edge are, sure, you could have tried to just like crash into one and hope they wouldn't push you, but the fact that they are literally in the one and only building available is going to make it really difficult for Mithrain. But we've seen him do crazy things before. The Turkish team captain, also on the Nations Cup team, or Nations Royale team, I should say, doing extremely well with the Turkish team. I think that they have yet to lose a single game in Nations Royale. Like with all the teams, all the games they've ever played, they've never lost a game in Nations Royale.
Yeah, they clean swept season 2. I'm not sure about
insane
the first 2 games, but I know at least the quarters, the semis, and the final. They won all of them 3-0. So
insane.
They are a pretty well-oiled machine in those 32v32s.
And they've 3-0'd so far this season as well. Of course, you'll get to watch some of that tomorrow if you come back on the channel. There's GLL PUBG coming your way literally the entire week and then some. So please, guys, for the sake of yourself, if you want to watch some PUBG now that the Pro Leagues are done and dusted for this season, do make sure to follow the channel and stick around.
And meanwhile, Sigsy got that flush onto Derek, but it actually looks like Mithrain's just going to go straight for the gunfight. Menox put low. Not quite taken out by that nade. That nade would have been perfect for Mithrain to engage properly. He does have another one. Puts it in the same room, doesn't do any damage. The final nade will come in, and that one, it's just a little bit in the wrong room. Sigsy's going to be able to survive and get the meds off, provided Mithrain doesn't peek the window. But actually, I kind of like this for Mithrain. He's recognised the circle's gone away, and now he's on the side where they both need to jump out on top of him.
Ow. I really like this play, as you said. I mean, he can hold the entire, like the only place they can really go to. But the thing is, he only has one thing for cover.
I think they know where he is. He doesn't really have an opportunity to be anywhere else, and I think Sigsy's recognised that now.
Yeah, he saw the nade come flying towards his face. Or was it a smoke? I think it was a smoke, but
the reposition. This might be perfect.
Ricky plays. They think he's there still. They are 100% convinced that that's where he is, and now he's pushing around the side, not in that position any longer. Mithrain, though, he's going to be taking blue in just a second, and it does go down. Great play. I really like the idea. Unfortunately, doesn't work out. Menox now from Mise. Mise's been playing safe on that northwestern side for a while, but knowing that the team in the compound was fighting, finds himself a knock with that nade.
You know, if he has one more, then you'd expect he's just going to throw it in the same place, and he might be able to get a double kill with it. But it looks like maybe he's running.
He was forced back down because of Quick.
Stalemate. That zone is going to hurt if Razor Edge don't start moving soon, and they have to run into their actual teammate.
It is a center circle, though, the last one, so it doesn't really move fast on any of the sides. I mean, you can pretty much prone and outrun it. But they do have to make their way down the hill, and you can see Quick, if there's anyone you want to kill, I mean, what better than taking out your teammate?
Got to have bragging rights on the team. It's the one thing, obviously, I thought Quick
just stabs him through the smokes.
I thought he'd just done something absolutely disgusting. But
what?
Ultra, talking about trying to do something disgusting, he's using that on to great effect, forcing the Razor Edge duo to sit in the blue, and they do just deny the points.
They are sitting in like a top 3 spot overall. Of course, not wanting to give any points. And also maybe it's the whole, we don't want to give the points to Quick because he's our teammate. Maybe there was the bragging rights they were denying.
Is the one in top 3?
Two. So it's Menox and 6 who are
yeah.
sitting in first place right now. Or they were like at least in top 3.
And Quick looking like he wants to try and join them at least in that top half of the leaderboard. I know they were a bit of a ways down, the other duo. So it's an opportunity, if you can win this,
for sure,
to be in a pretty decent position. Calvin's actually not.
Quick actually didn't get the res on him. Ultra wasn't there in time. Level 3 gear though, AWM as well. Ultra is pinned down. No, pins down. Quick, that is, gets himself the kill as well. 5 kills for Desperado. They had the compound further north, but they played it really well in the open, using the terrain to their advantage.
Yeah, they used smokes in their vehicles to work their way towards Blaze.
Yeah.
And once they took control of the sort of the trench created by that road, and the fact that the circle went east, meant they were in such a great position to win out the game, which obviously they eventually did.
Really, really smart that they stuck around on the eastern road for as long as they could. As you said, they're very, very, very smart indeed. 4 kills, as I saw down the line for Liquid. Able to get some points here on the...
Considering the start they've had tonight.
Exactly. I mean, they've got more points and kills in that game than they have points in total over the first 3 games.
Yeah, no. I wonder, any of our top teams, bar the Razor Edge duo? I mean, I think Blaze are quite high on the leaderboard, aren't they? So potentially an opportunity for the Razor Edge duo to really start taking off at the top.
True.
Given the poor performances of at least Reciprocity.
Yeah, Flamenco did manage to get themselves some kills as well, but it wasn't more than that. I think 2 or 3 kills is all they amounted to. Great game from them, and a lot of teams. I mean, this is where you really, really like being a squad. I mean, being out in the open like this, not only can you have those vehicles come in and you can make cover where there is none, it's just holding the angles. When you're 2 in the open, even when you're a solo player, there's just way too many areas you can be seen from.
And a lot of time, even when you're exposed, you want a lot of people shooting to try and suppress. That's the only way you can really make movements. So if you have 3 people up, 2 of them suppress, 1 guy moves. Yeah. And in duos, you just don't have that opportunity. So there's much more of an emphasis on smokes. And I think we saw Desperado particularly really utilize their smokes well to make aggressive pushes on that eastern side.
Great play overall, guys. 2 more games coming your way on the EU side of things today. Hayes is going to be taking over my spot. Just a few. So meanwhile, take a break, get some snacks, do whatever you got to do. But we'll be right back in a couple of minutes.